All right. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different than I normally do, and that is talk about card games. Specifically, I'm going to talk about Vampire the Eternal Struggle, also known as Vampire the Jihad. It has been re-released by a Scandinavian company, but you can actually go on to Drive-Thru RPG cards and print and have them print out decks. That it seems to be a little bit faster way to get your decks. Like, and I'm going to show you the Dark Chantry Publishing. I think it is. Let's try. Usually I put in Dark Chantry and it just immediately does the thing, but now it's being a pain in. There we go. Oh, I put in Dark Chantry. Totally wrong. It's Black Chantry. That's what I did wrong. So I am a noob. A noob. King of the noobs. So anyway, now that I've wasted a minute of your time trying to figure out stuff, I'm going to go to share screen and I'm going to go to Black Chantry Productions. And then I'm going to, yeah, we'll keep it like this. I'll be the little face while we look at this. So this company is in Sweden. And you can look all about us, and they talk all about this and that and the other thing. And, you know, their vision, I've never even looked at what their vision is. So it says here they want to secure the future of Vampire the Eternal Struggle by attracting, supporting, and rekindling players all over the world. Right now, apparently in Europe and like Spain and places like that, this game is not only still played, but they run tournaments and everything where you can win prizes and like special cards of different characters and things like that. On the product page, you see they've got the What Is It, the 5th edition products, the Eternal Struggle Legacy products, how to buy and sell their products if you're a store, and promo cards. Because, you know, people like that. Then you go to the utilities, and for free, you can download the rulebook in multiple languages, including, for some reason, Latin. So if you are a fluent speaker of Latin, this is your stuff. But they've got it in French, Spanish, and English. Funny because, I mean, this is, like I said, a Scandinavian company. So, you know, my computer says I'm using a high amount of CPU detected. And then, of course, where you can find them on Discord, Twitter, etc. Right now, one thing about their products that is one thing they've changed about the cards, and I'm going to show you that. First off, there's coming out with a brand new La Sombra deck, and this deck will, instead of all being Sabbat, it's going to follow 5e, the role-playing game. So in 5e, the role-playing game, the La Sombra, for the most part, have actually joined the Camarilla, or Camarilla, however you want to say it. And they have kind of, in their own way, become the Ventru's biggest threat, because they both kind of do the same thing, you know? They both kind of are the leaders. So we'll see how the Cam does with two leaders. Yeah, or, two clans that, automatically think they should be the leader. we'll see how that goes. So far, it's going. So anyway, then we go down here and you've got your 30th edition. That is a huge, like 100 and something card. It's a Tremere deck, but it comes with a bunch of different cards. Now, let's see if I can zoom in on a card. Ravnos. The storyteller of our game hates the Ravnos. So, Salubri, Zamichi. So that's some of the decks you can get. That's not all of them. And then if you want to play a more simplified version of the game, you can get like New Blood. And it's just all it is instead of like a 100-card deck, it's like a 50-card deck. Instead of coming with 12 vampires in the crypt, it comes with like 6. So it's just a starter deck for anyone to grab. They tell you all the cards in the deck and everything that goes on. And look, here's a couple pictures. Let's see if I can blow one of these pictures up. Boom. Here is something they've added. You see that 6? According to the rules, which you don't have to abide by necessarily, if you build a deck, then why is this still on utilities? Needs to be on that. Okay. Let's stop with that screen and let's show you what I'm talking about. Apparently it's been stuck on the one screen instead of going on to new screens, which is, here we go. This is what I wanted you to see. I want you to see that number 6 above where it says Camarilla. The reason that's important is there is a rule that you would only worry about if you played in tournaments, that you can basically only have vampires with consecutive numbers. So since he's a 6, he can only be in a deck with 5s or 4s, but not both. So what that does is it kind of separates the vampires into eras, like if you have the original Jihad cards, like I do, so you've got Don Cruz, the Idealist, and all that. Well, he is called a Group 1 card, which means you can only have him in Group 1 and Group 2 decks. I'm not 100% sure what the thinking was there, because all of the cards that you can put in your deck, other than the characters, well, I know somewhat, other than the characters, though, are exactly the same as your old Jihad cards. So if you put them in sleeves, you would literally never, ever know that, they were a thing. You just wouldn't know, right? So that's cool. So if you love the Majesty card or the Claws of the Dead, whatever card you used to love, you can still use them all. So, but the vampires have to be in groups. Now, there's nothing stopping you from playing 1s and 2s, or 2s and 3s, or 3s and 4s, or go backwards with it. But that's just how they talk in the rule book. Again, if you and your friends are like, screw that, we're going to do whatever we want, then by all means, screw that. Do whatever you want. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is, which this was really cool because Black Chantry, for whatever reason, was totally sold out of a lot of decks. But then I came to Drive-Thru Comics or Drive-Thru Cards, and not only do they got the rules to create your own decks, which you would think that if you're going to do that, you would, a friend would be like, you'd have to get your friend to agree, basically, is what I'm saying, because somebody could make an 11 blood vampire with like every discipline maxed out. And that would suck. That wouldn't be cool, right? So we wouldn't want that. But there are just tons of custom cards here. So let me show you this. Share screen. Yeah, and the custom cards are just basically people make cards because there is a card maker. So this is Margaret Hughes. She is a Toreador with advanced presence, celerity, and fortitude, and she's group 3, and it says not for legal play, and that means you cannot use her in tournaments and stuff. But you can make your own characters like I did. Some of you have seen. I made, my brother into a card. Now, here is not custom cards. These are the actual decks that you can get and bundles of different vampires for your crypt to modify them. So, like the V5 Bruja deck is right there. $24 and you get 12 crypt cards, including Theo Bell. If you know the story that's leading up to 5e, Theo Bell was a big part of it. 77 library cards. So there, so you end up getting 82 cards. And yes, the decks don't have to be 60 cards. It can be more. So all you would do is just add to cart, and whether you want a deck box or not, and buy it, and in a week it will show up at your door. So I would actually, unless you can't find it here, I actually recommend just buying stuff from DriveThru. The cards that I've ordered from DriveThru are beautiful. And, you just put them in whatever kind of sleeves you like. And you're ready to go. Like I've got a card box right here. Actually, this is where I keep all my extra sleeves. This is not the correct card box. I thought it was. So let's put that here. And let's open up. I've actually got a blood transport container that my brother-in-law gave me, and it has this. This is a new, clean, and empty transport device, not a biohazard. Blah blah blah. So here's a one of my card holders, and we'll go ahead and get rid of the DriveThru RPG thing real quick. Boom. And this thing has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 decks in it. And the reason is there are bundles that you can buy that come with 4 decks. You may not like some of them, but hey, it allows you to try to get maybe some friends into the game. Like this deck is a newer Giovanni deck. So you've got they're independent, and he's a 6. He's a group 6 vampire. One thing you notice about the 5th edition is a lot of the later group vampires, not all of them, but a lot of them have much lower blood levels, And I think that's supposed to represent the fact that a lot of the elders have gone, to the beckoning, and who knows what they're doing. But yeah, also Augustus Giovanni is dead. So, but there it is. And because I'm that kind of guy, they're sleeved, but their sleeves are, the actual cards that are in there. So, And of course, I've got them separated by plastic dividers. I've also got in here 4 different Sabbat decks that came in one box, and it wasn't even expensive for those people who are fans of the Sabbat. One thing I've noticed is disciplines. Like some of the disciplines change. If you play like early group Malkavians, they all have dominate. And if you play mid group Malkavians, you end up with them having demontation. And then late group, like 6 and stuff, they all have dominate again. So, yeah, the disciplines did change. Like, even though these are group 6 Giovanni, when the Hakata deck comes out, I expect the Necromancy to be completely gone on those cards and to be replaced with Oblivion or whatever it's got, which will, you know, I mean, it'll definitely make things interesting, especially if 2 people are both playing Giovanni and one's playing with all Oblivion cards and the other's playing with all Necromancy cards, right? That could make things interesting. Now, 16 minutes in, the point of this video is just if you were one of those guys back in the 90s and 2000s that liked to get together with a couple of friends and play Jihad, well, if you got the cards, then you can play, right? But even if you don't have the cards and you want to play, they're not very expensive. They're very high quality, way better than Magic cards. You know, they don't come in curl and all that. And you can get them from drive-thru. So kind of this is just a public service announcement more than anything. It's just me saying, hey, yeah, if you're interested in vampire cards, they're still being created. And there's a company still producing stuff for it. And you can buy sleeves and stuff for them, special or not. You know, so yeah, if that's something you're interested in, get out there and get it. And, you know, let me know how your games are going, because I would love to know. And what your favorite clans were, what your favorite builds were, which action cards or master cards do you think are completely indispensable in a vampire deck, whichever clan you choose, right? And I think that would be a good conversation. That said, I'm going to end the video because it was really just an informative video, just letting people know that yes, Vampire the Masquerade still exists. And if you like card games, but maybe you're getting pissed off at the way Wizards of the Coast is running Magic, talk to your friends who play Magic and see if any of them are interested in a little VTM. And if they are, buy your deck. Also, if you need any information about which clan does what, just ask in comments and I will tell you. Obviously, Bruja for me, except I don't play the Bruja deck with Theo Bell. I play a 5/6 Bruja deck where they're all Camarilla still. Because I play Loyalist Bruja versus Anarch Bruja. And there's even Sabbat Bruja. So, I mean, that's 3 different Brujas. And if you really want to get hardcore, they sell true Bruja too, the which aren't true. They're just liars. But, you know, if you like the odd, you know, time control shit, they got that. You can get those. So, yeah. That's just a thing, trying to show off things that you guys can grab if you're looking to game. So, good gaming, peace and love. I hope you enjoyed the video, and VTM still exists. Go out and get it if you want.